basically me and
expansion.
Sharky, I think at one point we had like a decent amount of army and stuff, but we didn't like really kind of like utilize it right properly, like to really go up and forward build and stuff as much as we should have. So that was another issue. And
Yeah,
to
and
Saman's point about giving
credit
up
to you
ground.
guys. You did have a united front on on kind of where you settled.
And then I think your guys, you guys are pretty smart. You had better build, like a better build, and your main base to the markets and stuff. So that was kind of good too, because we
Well,
kind of like never.
so here again, because you lost, you didn't contest mid, right?
Mhm.
They went a
Mhm.
lane further up, so it was still safe. But that gave them even more gold than we were getting.
Yeah.
See, all these little advantages added up over time.
Mhm. All right. I guess we can play again.
So you're the guy that you have to show up in game.
Weird, it's not letting me in
Oh,
the
okay. Hold on.
Wakanda.
Let me go there.
We're in Muja. I think. I think I just.
I got the invite from someone. Let me join.
But Vassal, did you see how I managed to keep my archers alive against your cav?
Yeah, yeah. I noticed that. Plus, you were luring them too, so that was kind of neat. Um, it was very testy for me, right? Because it's been a minute since fighting two fronts and then trying to figure out a third. You were definitely a huge threat, and I needed to do something from far
Well,
away from you.
I don't know. I don't think you picked up on it. Couldn't probably did, but I wasn't really going to. I took out the two castles and I fell back. I wasn't attacking anymore. And then if you tried to build towers again in my area, I would, come forward. But if you didn't, then there is a non-issue. I wasn't attacking from my side. I was just making sure I had an open path to support these guys if they ever went forward. Because the way they built, I had no way to build military buildings to help them in the back.
I think they got a good configuration at the end, but we weren't waiting around for it to show up. We had to move in quick. So I think it was just like a base race sort of at that point. So yeah, but I definitely thought that at the end, right before we attacked the Vitorias, I think there was a solid configuration. It's very problematic for us, so it was good.
Yeah. Yeah, they were slowly starting to figure it out, which was good.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep trying these things. I mean, you guys are gonna be basically doing most of the leading in and fighting. Just Shoaib, just
Mhm.
now it's like, okay, so you were conservative and now don't go balls to the walls. Like, okay,
Yeah.
let's go. Like you can't do that. Usually that's like you'll do your next game's like, all right, we're going, and then you overextend and your eco gets taken out. So I want you to be measured. You know the line you have to contest, but there's a way to contest. Sometimes contesting isn't immediate contest. Sometimes it's like Salman was teaching you, that you can rally and then contest. I mean, you literally don't have to just go in and let your army get killed and quote unquote quote contest, but you are actively working towards the objective of contesting, even though maybe you may be 5 minutes delayed or 10 minutes delayed. It's not like the end of the world. It's just that you need to make sure that if your fight starts, suddenly your partner doesn't run out of resources. And if you contest too early, it may turn out that maybe Sharky can't help you.
Mhm.
Yeah, and by the way, we have some kind of similar issues. If the contest happens, maybe they fight too fast, maybe Munsif can't help, or maybe Faisal can't help. You see? So there is like this ongoing communication that's occurring and blah 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 blah. Like that's kind of the way you want to tackle that. So you kind of know what the midpoint is, which obviously the midline is pretty big.
Mhm.
So kind of have to figure out like how you want to kind of proceed with building, right? And work with Sharky more is my suggestion. And it's just not even just for you. It's same thing for our guys. Gotta work. Gotta still work together. Gotta still work, and then only in a targeted way. You know, gonna like I'm gonna come in, or maybe someone comes in, but I mean, Salman basically has free reign anyway. I don't really. It doesn't even matter. It's just
The whole
that.
point is to learn, right? So on
Yeah.
usually what's different is the white boys are on and they're impatient and they want wins, and you
Yeah.
know what I mean. That's a really weird dynamic. It just hampers winning, the learning. So at least this way, you know, to me, I'm trying to improve on a couple of things in my game. That's my goal. So you know, I'm just gonna work on my improving my game. And you guys improve on your game. I really don't care if you guys thrash me. I don't care about it. So and I
Yep.
hope you do. So
All right.
I mean, I'm gonna be doing the same thing, guys. I'm gonna be pretty quiet and speak up here or there if I see you guys in trouble. But I'll just have my units there and doing what I said at the beginning of the match, and that's
All
about
right,
it.
we'll leave space for you to build this time.
But I gotta tell you though, those 5 castles, nah, nah,
Yeah, yeah,
that was bad.
that was like a panic move towards the end, but yeah, it's not good.
It's all good, man. That's okay. It was a warm-up game. Muntif, good job.
Must have
Yeah,
trying to
sorry, I
slick
just
with
came.
those.
I just came back.
He was trying to slick with those World Warriors, man.
Hey, man. He's got it.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah,
got
it's
it.
like I was trying to
All
micro
I
his
know,
villagers. It's like which one is the villager, which one's the world warrior.
all I
to be
know is
honest with
those
you,
the World Warriors got machine gun now.
I gotta tell you though, those World Warriors are such a Sharky classic. For a minute there, for a minute there when I saw them show up and like it was once of bringing them back, I I, I was low key panicking. Holy shit, Sharky's gone woed. And then it took me a second. It's like, oh shit, no, that's Munson.
Yeah,
Yeah, usually Sharky does that shit.
to help succeed.
Pikes. Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, guys, let's go.
All right.
Let's do it
Are
again.
we picking civs again?
Yeah, yeah, it has to be. It has
Okay.
to be to create stability. Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's go.
All right, switching channels.
So I don't know, Shark, if you saw how they built. I mean, I guess we gotta try to do much better because the markets we can leave towards like where we start off. And I think you built pretty fine, Sharky. I think I was the main issue because I had my TC down there and like a lot of houses down there and stuff, so that kind of like took away the market area. So I'll make sure to build kind of more closer to
Market
you.
was fine.
But-
For our position, market was fine.
But do you think one market technically is enough though for this type of game? Because I know they had like at least two, right?
You should
I
honestly
wasn't
you
really
should have
struggling.
2.
Yeah, I wasn't really struggling as much with gold, but still.
Well, think about it this way. The reason they had a gold advantage is because every trip our trade cart makes, we get 20. Every trip they made probably made 40.
Yeah.
So they're just getting more gold over
Plus,
time.
they got all those extra resources, the relics and stuff too, which we didn't get. So,
Could have mostly grabbed the relics, so that's a non-factor.
on the left side, I'm saying Faisal was able, because we didn't really contest anything, right? So that was not a problem.
The only person I saw grabbing relics was Kurum. That's all I'm saying. Left and right.
No, left was Faisal in the beginning. He got like 4. I saw the replay, but
Oh, okay. But yeah.
yeah, I think it was Sharky. I guess like obviously I'll make sure to communicate more with you, and let's make sure we leave some space for Salman to
Well,
build.
it's civ picking time, so
Yeah.
pick your civs, and then we can discuss strategy because we don't want civ picking to take
Mhm.
forever.
How did you like the calf roll, Sharky? I mean, I think you did overall pretty okay. It's just the stables, of course, maybe you should have built more, like, towards the back line or something.
Me, I think in this case I might go with Magars.
Magyard. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Show, what are you thinking about playing? Alright, should I say, what role do you feel like playing?
I was thinking maybe trying for like a more, maybe like a meso role, like mines.
Okay, but what are you going to build with that?
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking maybe something like more along the line of like infantry, like halves and eagles.
Okay,
Uh,
if you want halbs and eagles,
mhm.
technically Incas or Aztecs would be better.
Aztecs don't have halves; they're pikemen, right?
Yeah, but still, a pike,
Uh-huh.
an Aztec pikeman will be a normal halberdier.
The only, I guess, only concern I have with that is if I go something like that, and you're technically support, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the other good thing about Aztecs is actually they also have, siege onagers as well, I believe. And let me check Incas out. Hold on, because Incas are pretty diverse.
Incas are a counter civilization. They counter thing like
Mhm.
other civs really well. Take a look at Mayans real quick. Mayans have regular onager, siege ram, and heavy score for siege. Because I know that's what you're gonna look at.
The other interesting thing I was thinking about if I went like Japanese, with the infantry and trebs,
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it'd be good.
I think I'll do that. How are the? I know Japanese don't they have the?
Have
How
the
do do they have something special about the Cav Archers, or that was another Civ? I'm trying to remember.
that sounds like another save. Japanese just have solid cav archers.
And how are this? I know. I mean, I've used Samurai in the past a little bit, but I guess. I mean, we'll see what they build, but I guess how typically useful are samurais? I'm probably not
Okay,
gonna build them as much.
samurai. Okay, think of a champion, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And that's a samurai, except instead of bonus to like eagles or something, right? Samurai will get a bonus to other elite units.
Correct.
So the caveat to that is like something that counters infantry.
Hmm.
Samurai will still not do good against. So like a cataphract, or you know, they'll go toe to toe with a Teutonic Knight and a Jaguar Warrior, which
Hmm.
they both counter infantry. But it's more of an anti-infantry slash anti-elite kind of a unit.
Hmm.
It needs to get into the fray. So like, say for instance, War Wagon, the Korean War Wagon, right?
Hmm.
Um, the War Wagon will shred the samurai if you go straight up. Straight up,
That's
they'll shred the
right.
samurai. But if you get something to block to take the hits for the samurai, and the samurai get in there, the War Wagons will die stupid fast.
I guess similar to that question, like how would they be against like a conquistador? Similar
It's
concept.
exact same thing. Conks will wreck them day
Hmm.
in, day out. But if you get them in the face, right,
Hmm.
the samurai will slaughter them.
Okay, makes sense.
But seeing how Munsif just picked Byzantines, the cataphracts
Uh-huh.
will slaughter the samurai regardless.
So what's good against cataphracts technically? I mean, I know
More
that.
archerish stuff. They're like a heavy armor unit, so
I mean, kind of like a boyar, I guess, to some extent, but they have the extra damage on infantry, right?
yeah. So there are two ways to deal with cataphracts. One is heavy armor, so like a paladin,
Hmm.
or the other would be massed archer fire. But of course, if you're doing the archer route, you have to keep it protected.
Interesting, like Japanese, yeah, they don't have siege rams, which I'm not gonna use anyways. They do have heavy scorps. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think I like the Japanese pick. Go
Okay.
Japanese.
Just be prepared for bombard towers again, guys. Byzantines have them.
I don't know, we didn't really build like hand cannoneers or something last game because they were producing a shitload of halves. You had the archers, which of course would
The archers were ripping them apart.
right. You're thinking of going archer type role again, or any other?
Yeah, I mean, Sharky can sort of fill that role, but I don't really want him to focus on that.
Hmm.
So they went Byzantines and Toots, so 2 jack of all trades. Okay.
Yeah, I'm guessing Shikari is probably gonna still go maybe more Pallies and Teutonic Knights a bit. Plus, yeah.
I'm probably gonna go Brits. Any problems with that?
Well, I guess my only question is, I guess in terms of let's say like siege, like onagers or something like that. I guess technically, then none of us are really gonna be producing those. We have the Trebs for always instead of the Rams with Japs, but question is for backup, like in terms of siege Rams and siege onagers.
Well, neither one of them is an archer civ, really. Yeah, I mean, you see what I'm saying?
What Italians?
I mean, that still doesn't fill your onager role, your siege onager role. I'm personally leaning towards Brits, so I'm gonna go with that.
I think Brits do have siege Ram. No, they don't have siege
No.
Ram. So you and Sharky both have capped Rams.
Mm-hmm. Cap Rams is enough to get the job done,
Yeah,
Marco.
yeah, they're pretty good. I've played with them before.
But you and me both have like stupid trips. You get the fast packing, I get the splash damage.
Yeah. Is it just high accuracy, or you also get splash damage?
Both.
Yes. So the interesting thing is we also get the archery ranges work 20% faster team bonus with your Brits, right?
Yes.
And then Sharky, you have of course you have the Pallies primarily. Then you also have your skill units that only take food, right?
Yeah.
I think they have a bonus against siege. If I,
Mhm.
in case to produce siege, you can have some of those. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna have to definitely take up some of that real estate, to like not repeat the freaking bomber tower scenario that happened last time, especially with Monsef and Vassal both having them, right?
Mhm.
So Sharky, you can go build your TC like you did last time on the left is fine. I'll kind of build right next to you on the mid side, okay?
Right.
And then you and I will kind of coordinate from there to move forward.
I'm gonna do the same thing as last time. I'm gonna go, move up, and then I'll come to your guys' side.
And then your stables, of course, you don't necessarily have to build them like right in the front line, right?
Okay, so another key thing for both of you guys is try to have like if you notice you're at a disadvantage, build a second line like of production buildings in the back, so that you can start rallying. You know?
Yeah. You have once a horn-picked Indians. That's gonna be interesting. So he
Yeah.
has technically camels, early archers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or counter the Megars.
What the hell would even be good technically work against the freaking early archers since we don't have onagers?
We can use the cav, and normal onagers should also like enough to do the damage.
Yeah, I mean I don't think it's gonna be obviously overwhelming us or something with that.
Yeah.
Hold him. Yay. Hold him.
Again, scouting is going to be up to you guys.
Yep.
Mandatum. Hold him. Hold him. Hold him.
Shark, you have 1 or 2 houses for us if we can help scout.
Yep.
My stable's up to now almost.
My stable's queuing up.
Greeting. Hold him. Hold him. Hold him. Hold him.
Yep.
I'm building that gate, Shark. Give me a sec.
Yep.
That should help, take some pressure off of you too. Good?
Yep.
You can send your scouts.
Yep.
Yay. Bulden.
Then we'll build the markets in the back,
Hold him.
behind your houses.
Yep.
Yay. Ready. Yay. Batal. Yay. Batal. Yay. Datum.
It's only a light cav. I don't have the SARS at 5.
That's fine.
Yay. Yes. Yes.
My market's going up too right now in the back, guys. So.
Greeting.
I was scouting.
Hold him. Hold him.
Building my markets in the same spot as last time.
Okay. Don't see much
Wait,
presence up front so far
Bulden.
from any of the guys. So Sharky, we can try to start moving up slowly when you're ready.
I think we're still over here.
Ready. Batal.
Don't see
We're
much
gonna-
presence in the corner. I think that's.
We're gonna have to take care of the freaking boars too, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
we are.
Got markets up. Is there any reason we're not building the markets in this corner? So honest.
We need to secure this area before I can even think about that.
Yeah.
Datum. Yes. Yay. Batal. Ready. Batal. Ready. Correct. Hold him. Mandatum. Yay. Yes. Fight. Ready.
Most of Hair has pikemen. Town center right up front. It's harassing. Not gonna go on it all in.
Yay.
Yeah, Months of Festival are close together, so they have opportunity to coordinate.
Mandatum. Hold him. Hold him. Hold him. Ready. Yes. Batal.
Let's try to pump out some units, Sharky, soon to take
Yep.
care of the helps. I mean the boards.
Yep.
Ready. Yes. Yay. Mandatum. Equivalent. Yes. Yay. Yes. Yay. Yes. Bolden. Cretan. Bolden.
Ready. Bulden. Bulden. Mandatum. Bulden.
Ready.
Make sure you guys have the mills up, Sharky as well.
Yep.
Bolden. Mandatum. Yes. Equivalent. Yay. Fatal. Yay. Yay. Yes.
Yeah, enough units to try to take care of the wolves in a little bit.
Fight. Equivalent. Cretan. Mandat. Equivalent. Yeah. Equivalent. Fatal. Ready. Golden. Ready. Yes. Fight.
Grayton.
Yeah. Whenever you get a chance, someone let me know when you build that marker on the other side. I'm not trading
Bulden.
yet.
Bulden. Bulden. Bulden.
Okay.
'Cause I'm almost at the other stuff.
Fatal.
Alright, Sharkman, go try to take care of the wolves, okay?
Boars.
Ready.
Yeah, the boards.
Yes. Datum. Yay. Datum. Fatal.
Be building more cav.
Yay. Bolden. Ready. Bolden. Ready. Cretan. Bolden. 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 Yay. Mandatum. Equivalent. Yes. Yay. Yay. Equivalent. Mandatum. Bolden.
Scan across the line, see if they have anything.
Bolden. 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 Ready.
Well, then I guess you also gotta keep making sure the scouting runs more actively. I'll take care of the boards. You can try to scout a bit more for us. I got
Vessel is queuing up halberds to the left. See where that trail goes. Yeah, maybe just patrol. Yeah, there was I see a stack of halberds at the left.
Yay. Bolden.
Building a TC over here.
Cretan. Bolden. Mandatum.
Mandatum. Yay. Grayton. Quillen. Bulden.
Yay. Yay.
Sharky, when you get a chance, later on you can also build like a small stone wall in the corner there, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Mandatum.
Just block that
Ready.
edge off.
Bulden. Bulden.
You get surprised.
Equivalent. Yes. Yay. Ready. Bolden. 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 Mandatum. Yay. Ready.
Yeah, but my-
Yeah, bunch of fast stables and
Ready. Yes. Yay. Yay. Ready. Equivalent. Mandatum. Stora. Mandatum. Fight.
Imperial disrupted those months of production on the
Yay.
left.
Alright,
It was just markets, but not gonna give him the chance.
that's good.
Yay.
There we go. So his markets are up on left, but I killed his villager, so he's not gonna be able to build.
Yay. Yes. Yay.
At least not right away.
Yay.
Probably start building up ahead too.
Mandatum correctus.
Yay.
Small, let me know when you can throw up a market in anywhere in this area. Or
I'm
maybe
killing
like-
boars.
Oh yeah, just let me know when you can.
Yay.
Let me kill my boars.
Greeting. Hold him. Hold him. Hold him. Hold him. Hold him. Hold him. Yay. Fatal.
Mandatum. Bulden, 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 Bulden. Bulden, Bulden, Bulden. Bulden. Bulden.
Sharky, how's your eco going? What's your eco mines? I have 3,500, 3,500, 1,000.
3,300, 2,700, 100 through 300.
Ready. Yes. Mandatum. Equivalent. Equivalent. Yay. Yes. Fatal. Ready. Yes. Equivalent. Yes. Fight. Yes. Yay. Yes. Equivalent.
Ready. Bulden. Yay.
Yay. Yay. Equivalent. Ready. Yes. Equivalent. Yay. Mandatum. Equivalent. Yay. Equivalent. Yay.
And a villager for that wall.
Yes, equivalent. Mandatum? Yes. Yay. Equivalent. Mandatum? Yes. Yeah, equivalent. Yes. Equivalent. Yay. Fatal! Ready.
I'm gonna build my second TC here, guys, in the mid. Okay, Sharky? We can help. You have a villager collecting wood all the way here on the Y without that guy doing so.
Oh, he's heading there to build a wall.
And if I had to build a few, like, stables or something, when you got a
Yes.
chance here, to support me a little bit, in case they come attack.
Hold him. Hold him.
Pretty good for now. Just in
Ready.
case.
Yay.
I build some more
Equivalent.
freaking houses.
Yes, yay. Equivalent. Yay. Equivalent. Mandatum? Hold him.
And it has a bunch of halberds
Yay.
this way. And then gonna see what Winston has there. Yeah, that's his TC.
Ready.
Winston has his trade.
Hold him. Mandatum? Equivalent. Fatal!
Winston has halberds barracks here as well on our frontier.
Greeting.
Yeah, throw up outposts. Let me throw one. I'll throw one up too, but when you get a chance, throw outposts up too. That'll be good.
Hold him.
Throw
Do
one
that.
up right now, actually.
Yay. Hunter. William. Hunter. Hunter.
Greater. Chopper. Bulden.
Greeting.
Yeah, threw some outposts up, you see. Castle has mostly a few archer ranges and barracks so far.
Fastles are coming up to the line.
Yeah, let me throw one on the other side too.
Hold him.
Okay, I'm building the markets.
Alright, thank you.
Mandatum. Ready. Fight. Yes. Mandatum.
Let's make sure we don't kill the boars on their side.
Yay. Equivalent. Equivalent. Yay. Equivalent. Yes. Yay. Yes. Equivalent. Yay. Yes. Yay. Mandatum. Equivalent. Yes. Equivalent. Yay.
I'm gonna try and harass Munsif on mid
Equivalent.
right here. Actually, no, he has a good halberds presence there.
Ready. Yeah. Yes. Mandatum. Yay. Hold him. Yay.
Trade is farther ahead than ours.
You see, I see a build outpost here too. You see, Monsif has mostly. What does the arbalisters are good against? What, Simon?
Arbalists or archers?
Okay.
Yay.
The scrum should be good for those, right?
Yes.
Equivalent.
Ready.
Repeat, their trade is farther.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
I just moved the markets, so I'm deleting my old ones.
Yeah, so we can trade to the other markets. Sharky, make sure you move your trade cards there. Sharky, feel free to build your other market here too, next to me in my Victoria, okay?
Yay.
Okay, yep.
There's space there.
Grayton. Bulden.
Mandatum.
Got my castle up in the mid.
Mutsafari has access to his resources.
They're pulling
Yeah,
back.
I think he's just gathering berries there.
Fatal.
Yep, he's moving up on me.
Yay.
Ready. Hold him. Hold him. Hold him.
He's taking out my houses. I have to build.
Oh, one second. Okay, I'll take care of him. Don't worry. I'll take care of him. I just saw that shit. My bad.
Mandatum.
Okay, yep.
Bulden.
He's pulling back. Okay.
It wasn't really defended, so that's
Yeah,
on me.
Ready. Grayton. Bulden.
Still tearing apart their houses here.
Ready. Mandatum. Dich.
What's your pop at Sharky right now?
It's at like 100 out of 105. My houses are going down, so I'll probably put
I
more.
just try to build more houses in the backside near my
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
They're
that's
building.
what I'm doing.
Also trying to build a bomber tower. I'm trying to deny that for him. Okay.
Hold him.
Okay, and then
Hold him. Mandatum.
So I can help with some archers here when you get a chance on the left.
I'm starting to build some archery ranges.
Alright, that's cool. I'm good for now. Just for later.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm starting to build the archery ranges. So.
Alright. Yes, once I keep trying to build a bomber tower there, just whatever.
that's I think someone's building a bombard, but I can send.
No, I don't. That's not me. I don't have them.
I'm sending.
I've denied it from him, don't worry.
Ready. Ditch. Greeting. Ditch. Yay. Fight. Equivalent. Ready. Yes. Yes.
Grayton. Mandatum.
I'm taking out the other bomber tower he built near his base, okay?
Mm.
Basically, someone's just rushing infantry and
Bulden.
And-
Bulden.
hand cannons. Let me take these villagers.
Cause they have some rams too, a couple of rams.
Does he have?
Well,
Doesn't
the-
have many halberds, so we have an advantage there.
starting to produce the archers.
Yay.
Alright, good.
What is our siege like?
Mandatum. Hold him. Ready.
Yay. Bulden.
Greeting. Hold him.
He's just gonna keep sending.
You want to put some pressure on Shark in your front on the left, push them back a little bit, okay? With my
That's
trap.
exactly what's going on here.
Fight. Fatal.
Just
Fatal.
all these. Let's see. Yeah, Munsif countered with all the halberds and bunch of, and Munsif has cavaliers.
Hold him. Hold him. Mandatum.
Mandatum.
Yes. Yay. Equivalent.
So why can you bring your archers near my traps here, please? I get a chance.
Ready.
Give
They
me a
pumping
sec.
out more.
So
More
why?
hussars.
I said, give me a sec.
Alright, I didn't hear you.
Yay. Equivalent. Equivalent.
Yep, archers are there.
Alright, cool.
Our cavaliers and
They're trying to defensively build
Uppers,
bomber
over here.
towers, you know. They're on the back foot, guys. So we can try to take advantage of that. So
the halberds and cavaliers.
Equivalent. Yay. Fatal.
onagers, any help taking out those onagers, please? Need cap for those freaking onagers. I'm gonna pack my traps and move them back.
Okay, they have rams coming.
Yeah. Rams I can use my halves on. I just need help taking out the freaking onagers.
What on it?
Yeah, the onagers are down.
Oh, yeah, they're dead. They're dead.
And let's see, I do have. Let me build another castle.
Yay. Ready. Yay. Equivalent. Yay. Yes. Equivalent. Yes. Datum.
More rams incoming. In a little bit.
Cavaliers. Sending the hussars out front. Count the onager. The villagers and the onagers. There's another villager out there. I have to take out.
Hold them. Ready. Yay. Yay.
I'm once just building towers too, so need to find a counter for that.
Yes. Equivalent. Equivalent.
Yeah, I have freaking trebs for that, but I need protect more. I'm gonna need more protection against the especially onagers and shit. But I have trebs for that.
What's ahead? Let's see what's behind them. Okay, so they have rams. They have some halberds. Horum's coming with elephants and cav and hussars. So Horum joined them soon. I've diverted the hussars, but the elephant will be coming forward soon. So need it.
Aircraft on come from here, from the right side.
Datum. Ready. Attack. Attack. Yes.
What's that? Sharky, keep your cab next to near my trebs, okay?
Cav there. Alright, pumping out more nav. Elephants are here.
Try to help take out that onager freaking on the.
Yep.
Yeah, you got it, got it.
Measure.
Good job, good job. Basically, your job is to freaking kill any onagers that you see on site.
Yep. See them. Okay, that orange is down. Hey, elephants incoming.
I got all the freaking bomber towers at least for now.
My halbs are dying to my arbalest, so.
And Salmon's also has kind of a separate front here. He's got siege up front too, so he's gonna point more onagers that direction.
I got a siege workshop out, so actually I'm targeting siege workshop a little bit. Okay, see a lot of freaking LE archers coming from my traps in the middle. I guess Pallies should be not too bad against LE archers too, right?
Yeah.
Let me try to take out the other siege workshops on the other side. I'm gonna clean up on the left side really quick. Need more support from my Trev Sharky. Move your Pallies near my Trevs on the left. I got the siege workshops.
Hussars towards the onager. Mega hussars.
Ready. Pitch.
Another onager. Down, and the onager's being protected by the elephants. Yeah, they're basically created bottleneck there. Hold up.
They have monitors in the backline, Sharky. Keep an eye out on them when they see them.
Yeah, they're protected by the elephants right now.
We need a forward build more too. I gotta freaking get some villagers at forward build.
Yeah, equivalent. Batal!
Right, building more specialists.
See, there's onagers in the back line. Careful.
Yeah, they're being protected.
Try to go around them when you get a chance with the cap from behind. Not like straight on.
Yeah, well, I got the ones that are here right now. So,
Producing more halves.
but the flank is being protected by halves.
Onager, careful. Moving my traps back so I don't lose them. Freaking Horm helping to push through, man.
Here's
Damn
my
back
question:
forward.
Where's the front line, man?
Well, the freaking LE archers are taking care of my freaking halves.
No, I'm saying, Sharky, where are your paladins? Stop making hussars. Shoaib, where are your halberdiers?
We're pumping them out more right now. No more barracks too, actually.
You guys aren't rallying again.
See if I can use my onager traps on the freaking LEs. If I have them. Alright, using my traps on the LEs in the middle. How you doing, Sharky, with your stables and pallies and eco?
Stables, it seemed. Yeah, they're doing well as far as production. My is out in the middle, and that's where they're rallying. They've been rallying. So. They're cutting.
Sure, I can send the pallies in.
Sure, what are these doing? I think they're getting in the way.
Trying to get those bomber towers in my trebs.
Just pass through. Just cut.
Shwib, what are you doing with those halberdiers?
Freaking
You're
Fine,
just
bro.
dancing, doing nothing, and letting them die.
The Rams here. Let's see,
Sharky, you need to build up your pally numbers again.
Oh, freaking Chrome took all my other castle too. Building more in the back.
I think they have a castle here with Teutons, Teutonic Knights.
I mean, honestly, it's freaking these goddamn early archers that are really doing most of the work.
Okay, so what are you gonna do to get rid of them?
Yeah, normally I would have freaking onagers against them, but I don't have that.
So regular onagers won't cut it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have freaking siege workshops and build them right. I can build them now. Kind of late, I think.
This is also flanking on here. Their wave of rams. And they were protected.
I'm trying to take out the ram. Not one of them. Yeah, 3 onagers
Yeah,
now. Try to get some hits.
Basic rounds are about to take it down.
Mandatum, fight. Ready. Yes. Attack. Yay. Ready.
Let's move on. Switching channels.
GG, guys.
GG. Well played.
You guys were strong this time around. Really good job.
That was fast game though. Faster than the first one.
Well, it was good aggressive. Good aggression.
Salman, talk to me. Your
These
side.
guys didn't have a response for the elephant archers.
Yeah, but that sucks. Okay, so guys, talk to me about the like. Okay, so elephant archers. What are you guys gonna do? What were you gonna do to deal with that?
I mean, I remember we kind of chatted about it earlier when before we started the game. So I know usually with those in the past, I've been onagers against those, right?
Yeah, but
So I mean,
not only,
uh,
right? But not only. I mean, the thing is, you can't just have onagers only.
mhm,
Me using onagers against the LE archers that you guys were sending is very different than
mhm,
you guys making trying to make onagers to send against the LE. So you needed something. You had a civ that could do it, but I want to hear from you guys as to how come you did not have an answer. Because honestly, yes, it seemed like you didn't have an answer to the elephant archers. The elephant archers were just to soak damage. Like basically, they negated the Breton context, like the archer that Salman had. So I want you to think about it. I cancel Salman out. Like me and Salman basically can't cancel each other out in the context of like the archer to archer. Okay, from support. So gone. Now the question is, what is the other two players gonna do to deal with this? So I have a question for you. So given the civ choices you had picked, one of you went Japanese, right? And then one of you went
Mayors.
Magyars. So I guess given those two civs, what was it that you were going to do? I know you built onagers. Like I know you built
that was
onagers.
like the last minute or two. Yeah,
I know,
right.
but you didn't build onagers early, so that was an issue. Number one. So I think that was good that you identified it. Number two,
Well, to be fair, that was actually like after Pokemon Pass, like, oh, we need onagers, guys. We don't have onagers. I'm like, well, you gonna build them or not?
yeah, exactly. So
Because I'm not
onagers,
gonna do it.
right? So the onager was one thing, but you needed like the heavy cav charges. The
Mhm.
cavalry charges should have been into the Ellie's.
Yeah, I think
Not
Simon called that out, but then I think Sharky was of course struggling with his output, and I think he was producing maybe Hussars instead of the Pallies, right? Initially too. There was definitely a gap there too with the Pallies.
Yeah, so I guess what I'm saying is regardless of that, I guess what I'm saying is that okay, so you're pressuring with pikes because you were helping Salman and Salman had archers, so you had a good number of pikes, but because the cavalry wasn't there, even if they're not all pally, like it doesn't matter because you had numbers. The thing is that they just needed to be there for the pikes to get there. You needed to I mean we didn't have much of like archer support much of it. We had like maybe a key of skirmishers, to be honest. However, what I'm saying is that with the horses plus the pikes going in, basically Salman is then free. The thing is Salman could not be free to support you because he got put on his back foot because your front line was not able to like and you guys and the front line isn't just like infantry, right? Like you needed the horses plus. So it was really the game was about cavalry infantry going in together, not separate.
Yeah, because your archers are, of course, also, killing my halves too without that, right? So.
I know, but if you notice, I didn't. I when I sent my Ellie's, it at some point it seemed like I was just like I was doing it, but the thing is I wasn't doing it. What happened is that the Ellie's lived, and then you guys sent them like you guys were sending them in separate kind of like your pikes were not there. Sharky was just sending his cavalry separately, so it seemed like I was just like, wow, like the elephants are not dying because A, the elephants weren't targeted, and B, basically by not dealing with the elephants first and worrying about the onagers. So I guess what I'm saying is that if Sharky did only Cav, he would have plenty to take out onagers if he wanted, and if he couldn't, he just hits the Ellies, which then allows the Breton guy to take out. Worst case, he can take out the onagers with his archers because he's got range, so he's good. Like Saman would easily finish off any onager that actually came close. But the thing is, you guys needed to identify and say, oh, the heart of our army that allows us to do what we need to do is, yes, we have Treb advantage, but the guy that's keeping the Trebs alive is the archers, and in order to keep the archers like useful, not alive, useful, we need that front line to put pressure. And in this case, you would put that front line pressure to those elephant archers, which are not really hard to counter. But you need like, because they are a bit tanky, so you do need like like more than one type. Now, of course, if you ended up just coming with like heavy pallies or all pallies, that would have even further put a lot of pressure on the elephants. So I guess my point is that you guys needed to work together in tandem to free up Salman, which would Shoaib free up your Trebs. Like that's how that would have that's the order in how it would work. So I think that's what you need to make sure about, like, oh, because I'm always going to do something that's going to say, okay, I'm not necessarily countering, like, I'm basically saying that if me and Salman for the most part like are just like purely support role, what is it that like the change has to come from the other four players. Like some change has to happen with you guys. And now you have, like, of course, the knowledge base with you, so you need to be asking questions. You'd be like, okay, so how are we going to deal with this, or what are we going to do? And then you need to try to enact it or make it happen. So I think that's the context that you need to do. So it seems like maybe the Ellies seem to be overbearing. um, they weren't necessarily overbearing in the sense that you think it is, because maybe in your mind you're just thinking, oh my god, there's so many elephants. Like at some point they started, their numbers seemed like you couldn't take them out, but part of it was just because maybe Sharky couldn't like attack them, and there were other targets, and basically you guys got spread. I would say just ignore that part of the game. So I would say the last third of the game, Shuaib, ignore it. I'm saying that when you guys had an advantage, when you guys were pushing, that's the time where you needed to be like, okay, we're seeing these Ellies, archers, they're trying to protect onagers. So what are we going to do with... Because I actually didn't come in with large numbers first, right? I came up with 5, 6. I saw, these guys are doing nothing. 8, 10. I actually incrementally increased it. And I was waiting to see, like, okay, so what are these guys going to do? Right? But it seemed like Sharky's direction on taking onagers was so critical that he ignored the Ellie's archers entirely, which should not have happened. So that was the mistake.
Yeah, so Shuaib, I don't know if you noticed, but I was actually taking out more onagers than Sharky was. So,
Yeah.
but you didn't recognize that, so I let you keep Sharky out in the field because you have to recognize the fact when something is happening on the field and what unit's doing what, right? So you were actually supposed to call Sharky back to play more of a frontline role. Also, you should have called out that, hey, we need a heavy unit. I called out for the you know, when you did not recognize it for a while and you got put on a serious back foot. I called out for paladins, masked them up. When I said for the pallies to charge, I guess you just saw that bombard tower, Sharky, because you just ran straight to that bombard tower. But what you really should have done there was you should have come to the elephant archers, because at that moment I had the archers. Show had the halberdier numbers, and we could have just slaughtered them and then moved forward. But what ended up happening is you went in by yourself to the bombard tower. The Ellies came back, and then you got stuck in like kind of a 3v1.5, because I kind of came in to support you a little bit. So you kind of see where I broke down, guys?
Yeah, makes sense.
Anyway, so that's what it was. I mean, it wasn't like the biggest deal. I mean, it seems like Ellie's elephant archers are a big deal. Actually, they're not really the hardest, because in this game counter is like so quick. It doesn't even matter. It's just that when you try to counter them with the wrong units, or like in this case ignore them to some extent, then they seem like larger than life, but actually they're not. And in the game, I don't know if you remember where Logan was the elephant archer. He lost so many of them, and actually I wasn't going out of my way. I was just playing a defensive role. I didn't really go out of my way to go after him. If I went after him, you would think like the Indians just suck. Like you would never pick Indians again. You would think like Indians suck that bad. But again, it was a support play in a support role, so they seem like this big thing, but actually they're they're not. They're paper tigers, easily taken out actually. So I wouldn't. So again, don't necessarily be intimidated by all of that. And like I said, the last third was just to see how you're gonna come. Again, by the way, good try with using Treb defense, but Treb defense with still
That was
Treb
me.
defense, right? But Treb defense without without hope is hopeless.
Well, to be honest, I wanted to see how the Breton splash damage with the trap would work on the Ellies. That's all I wanted to see.
Sure. I wasn't microing anything. Can you imagine if I microed every hit? It would be it would be silly. But regardless. But yeah, and that's fine. I was like, yeah, he's probably testing it or doing whatever. But but like I was saying, generally speaking, Shrave, even you, if you think like, oh, let's try to use trebs or especially the Japanese trebs, you know what I mean? Like if you want to use the treb, like some kind of treb defense, you still must have a plan. That
Yeah.
treb defense by itself buys you maybe a little bit of time, but the question is, what are you going to do in the time? So for example, do you rally a counter unit? Do you like you have to figure something out to take whatever is going to eventually like come in and take the trebs out. So your priority is to keep the trebs alive who are doing damage but not enough damage, and you need something else to counter whatever the heck's coming your way. Like think of it like that. It may be a little more complex in terms of like that layering, but I'm just simply saying things like that are something to think about. However, it really came down to is like actually you had the right civ, so I was happy with the civ choices you had. The civ choices were great actually. I mean, actually really good. So being able to just come in with the cab, especially the Magyars, was very nice actually. And by the way, it wasn't gonna hit Sharky's economy. Sharky, how was your economy by the way this time?
Yeah, a little stronger, had a kind of better direction of where to kind of get the resources. I, of course, didn't get as much as everybody else, so I was kind of on the back foot, especially when I started switching from Hussars and Mega Hussars to Paladins.
And how was your gold production? How was your trade?
Trade was, I didn't focus on trade as much as I did on the farms or stone.
That's
Yikes.
where
That's the problem. Because the moment you tried to switch, you could only do it once, and then you were kind of like done. Yeah, that's a problem, Sharky. Sharky, so I don't care which game you play with us, when trade's involved.
Yeah,
right?
you
I
only
want you to
had 8,000 trade profit the whole game.
Yeah, Sharky, so remember the thing I told you that you need to make that 35 to 40 mark? Remember? I mean, listen, man. That's your lifeblood. If you don't have that, you're kind of like really bad, like useless. Like at some point, I mean, the food units, the food scouts are fine, but at some point, even they are not good enough. Just like you found out, like against like maybe like a tanky archer lineup, you need like the paladins who have like better pierce armor damage. Like they can resist pierce a little bit better than like the food units, right? So you needed that. Like you needed them to live a bit longer, and the pally line would have allowed you to do it. So here's the thing. I want you to make sure, no matter which games we're playing and which side you're on, irrelevant. So food is a big thing, unless of course you end up being, you know, someone that a unit like that uses maybe
Well,
wooden gold.
another problem, Sharky, for Eco is I shouldn't have been able to match you for food.
Oh yeah, wow, yeah. That's a problem. That's a problem because he's Bretons. Sharky, think about it. The guy is making wood and gold units, right? So his main context of his main economy. Remember, Sharky, we were talking about that he would be doing more wood villagers than food. Remember, because he's like Bretons. And it may be true for Mongols. It may be true for Cumans. Like it's true for a few civs like Celts. Like it's true for some of them who are mostly like predicated to doing more like wood
Siege
gold
or
units.
archers.
Yeah, siege, archers, like that kind of
I
thing.
think maybe Sharky, correct me if I'm wrong. I think maybe what also maybe I guess threw your eco off a little bit. I think this particular game, I think early game you were kind of like maybe microing a bit more, like on I think Munsif's front on the left side a little bit, right? Like taking out a villager or two here and there. I think. Do you think that maybe also was a factor or no? Because I know by the time you kind of
There was
finished doing that,
someone's side on that.
huh?
I think, yeah, someone was on the left, and Munsif I did do a like small raid on the right.
Yeah, so maybe that raid also kind of put you a little behind because basically, I think soon after the raid we kind of started having some battles too, right? Some skirmishes. So maybe, usually you would have more time to focus on your eco, maybe typically, and maybe this time you didn't.
Yes, true.
All right. No one heard you. I guess Fassel's asking. I guess he's an issue with his headset. I guess Fassel's saying was that sanctioned by like to fight again with
No,
Munsif,
it wasn't sanctioned.
or it just happened?
It just
at
just
least Sharky did
happened. It was
communicate.
like
Oh, okay.
like two
Not
or
a big deal.
three like
Yeah, yeah.
scouts in the back just
Oh,
happened.
okay.
It just
Okay,
kind of
got it.
happened. It wasn't like some
Mhm.
Sure,
crazy thing going on. It was just
Got
like
it,
I
got it,
looked. It
got
was
it,
like
got
two
it.
scouts.
Okay, not a big deal. I still don't really think that's honestly a big deal, but I think that going into games, Sharky, your job is to know what specific late game unit you're targeting mostly. And chances are you're not going to be building one type of unit anyway, so you'll probably have to look at two types of units. But the general equation I already told you is depending on whichever you're going for, you want to do the 40 on whichever the one you're going for. So if it's food, I want to see 40 farms. If it's wood, I want you to see 40 wood cutters. And then, without question, you and I both have agreed that without question, you're always going to have about that 40, like the 35 to 40 trade cards, right? Like no matter what.
Yep.
And the other thing you have to also just consider, clearly in the game, you're never going to immediately be able to get there, so you have to constantly try to give yourself at least a mental note to keep going back and building more trade cards. And then what I want you to do is at some point, I want you to go in to the button. I don't know if you know how to do that, Sharky, with the button where it tells you like trade cards and military units. You know how to do that?
Not offhand.
Okay, so I guess Salman, do you know? Can you tell him like which one? There's a radio button.
Yeah.
I think it's like a sun.
So it's like down where the score button is, right? I don't have the thing up. I'm in the lobby browser right now, so I can't
Yeah, setting the game up
describe
right
it. But basically there's a radio button when we get in game, Sharky, or next game. I'll point it out to you. But you'll toggle through that, and one will be like an economy statistics instead of like a score, and then another one will be your military statistics, like what military units you have, how much
Yeah,
cavalry,
I think I know what
that.
we're talking about. That sort
Yes.
of button area.
Yeah. So it'll be down over there where where you would activate the score and stuff. So it'll replace that. Show you how many military units have, what kind of military units you have. It'll show you where your military units are on the mini map. It'll only show your military when you're on that. It'll only show your economy when you're on that setting. So it is kind of helpful to see where what's what.
At least to keep track of like like your trade cards, your villagers, that sort of thing. It's kind of useful. It gives you like a quick radio button to quickly tell you, even though it changes the map view, obviously, but not a big deal because you can rapidly click the radio button like 2-3 times again, and then you'll right back to the original map. So you're not worried about that. But I want you to consciously make sure that you've hit the target that you need to, right? And the other flip side to that is one of the things you could do is you could just count by fives, depending on how many markets you have. You could just do like a shift 5 or say 5, 10, and you know where you left off because once it's all done, you know that you made 10 before. You see what I'm saying? So you can count by fives and be like, okay, I queue another 5, I queue another 5. You know what I mean? You could do it that way too. And then once you hit 40, you're good, like.
I'm gonna use the bathroom. Be back.
Sure. But the game's up. By the way, the game's up, so everybody just join in. So those are key things to make sure that you have like the economy, to support it. Like it's kind of critical, like really important to make sure that you don't lose out on that gold thing. The gold thing is kind of pretty key. By the way, did you guys have like Shoaib? Did you guys talk about like your reserves, or like did you guys talk about like like what wood and food and that sort of thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
we did, but not enough. I think we have to do those
mm,
repeatedly, right? So we did
yeah,
like
yeah,
a couple
yeah.
of times only. And
I
of
would
course,
shoot.
of course, on the flip side, I mean, I know that's the best way to do it. But on the flip side, if I guess the other thing I would say is that if we are struggling with anything, we should also try to call it out to the team as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless of that, we should still do the call outs because that forces the question.
True.
But still, I mean, I think by now, of course, we're like experienced enough, or at least we can, let the team know, like, hey, I'm struggling on gold or something.
Don't feel shy, guys. Like,
Yeah.
don't feel shy to ask resources or say, hey.
I mean, I did. I think not this game. I think the first game, towards the end, I said, hey, I need help.
बंदा बेगैर रहता है मांगता ही रहता है
Oh shit.
But you guys will come save your ass, man. You must have got taken out. It balances it out. It's all good. It's all good. Munson, man, he kept trying to build a bomber tower, man, in the beginning on the Sharky side. Kept trying to send villagers to build a bomber tower,
Yeah, that's part of the game.
but they were coming alone.
Well, Munsif tried to do pull some nig moves,
Yeah. No, but I think compared to the first game, this was much better showing.
Oh hell yeah! You guys were definitely, but not being conservative. You guys did solid, in my opinion.
I think it's pretty decent.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay. So, how did you guys like the game balance this game? Shoaib?
No, I think it was fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Same map? Or you'd like to switch?
I mean, I can play one more. It's 1 o'clock, so it's up to you guys. I don't mind doing the same one.
Well, if there's another one, we should try it.
Yeah, I think maybe we
It's center, and it's kind of it doesn't feel right without Logan and Delbo.
say that again?
The only one I
Center?
can think of, the center one, but
Center? Okay. No. Yeah, but we could play that. I mean, that the plan was that we would be playing that, except it's going to be a 4v2.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Huh.
so we're gonna play center of attention. You so you Faisal, Shoaib, and Munsif.
Oh shit! What the hell is this?
Huh?
No, so what's 4v2? What the hell?
This is the map we played last. We ended on last Saturday. Remember the one where